Welcome back to Super Sentai Review episode 392. We're here discussing the last 5 episodes of Kyuranger, the Endgame arc. The first episode, basically, now, we do find out who Don Amarage really is. How the heck is he still alive? So, they fight him on this one planet and then they unveil who he really is. Calivor, an old friend of Phoenix Soldier who died. Except he didn't die because he's like, because he's tired of all the suffering, so he really wanted to be strong as him or stronger than him, so he willingly became Don Amarage. Okay. And then, of course, the Kyurangers basically Phoenix Soldier, after he sort of basically defeats his form, he just ends his life right there. He's done. Yeah, and also this whole thing is like, okay, so they want to destroy the source, basically, like, the most precious to you, and it's Earth. Apparently, Earth has got a lot of planetanium. Now, why in the world that Earth has got a lot of it? It could be because of all the Sentai battles over the course of the decades. That's possible, but they never really go into exactly the reason for this. It's like, that's a big question mark, like, how the heck does Earth have so much, given how small the planet is? Yeah, and also before this, he destroyed a system, which, of course, that's what they find about Don Amar's identity. And, of course, they spend, like, the last few episodes on Earth. And there's just, like, this... But apparently he's blowing up planets because he still wants to destroy the universe. Yes. So, in episode 45, while on Earth, Professor Anton returns for his final ever appearance. By the way, Carver is killed off in episode 46. In 45, Professor Anton returns, and we all see the return of Kiro's brother, Jiro. First time since, like, episode 12 of the series. That was the last time he was seen. And, of course, meets up with Stinger. Stinger kind of thinks it's basically, basically Jiro's older brother is kind of like his younger brother, kind of like a brother to him. So he's like, oh, you're big bro's big bro. Yep. So yeah, they're brothers. And apparently Stinger has no problem with this kid calling him brother. Like, bro. He has no problem with that at all probably because basically he lost his own brother and having another brother probably be symbolic for him. Yeah, I thought it was quite nice. At one point, Jiro calls it Anton because he kind of is. Like, he may be smart, but there's no denying the fact Anton, despite the fact he is a genius, he is a massive dick. Yeah, he is. And Champ's like, yeah, I'll be willing to kill you, basically, because you're a dick. So, eventually, he's like, when he called it, he barely is like, oh, let me possess my Champ prototype robot and fight the Kyurangers. And eventually, when he goes giant size, he is destroyed finally, and he's done for good. And then basically, when we got to the whole thing of Kira being destroyed, well, Phoenix Soldier gets possessed by Dom Amarage, becomes a new Dom Amarage, and absorbs all planetanium, including trying to absorb the Kyurangers, and the commander gets absorbed into him. And Lucky knows basically it's actually his plan C for his downfall. So eventually, he basically tries to get everybody together, puts on his white coat, first time since, like, episode, 37, put the thing on. So, he puts together a particular plan. And the plan, risk your life, and of course, basically have this massive assault, and all the Kyurangers lose all their battles. And they all get absorbed, and apparently this is all Lucky's plan to have all lose on purpose. Because when he's found Amarage, basically at one point he destroys his Supreme Globe. Then, of course, he's able to take back his own Leo Globe and get everybody out and gets to form a new globe. And eventually, this is destroyed. Then eventually he's able to free the Phoenix Soldier from him. And he's back to his previous form. And then, of course, they destroy him. Well, Basic gets back and the thing he's done yet. Nope. Then he decides to absorb all the citizens of the universe inside of him. And then, they beat him again. And then, of course, basically, then he goes giant size. Then they basically combine all the power of the Zords and beat him that way. But he's still not done yet. Nope, he gets all the power. Everybody was over him. He got all freed. And now we're just basically like, I'm not done. Eventually, he sends Lucky out to freaking space. He tries to possess him, but it doesn't work. He's like, how are we resisting? And Lucky's like, I'm the luckiest man in the universe. So basically, he transforms into his Kyuranger form, and then eventually, he comes back to with freaking meteors, and eventually, one more attack, and finally, Don Amarouge is finally destroyed. After 4 freaking attempts. Like 5 times. Just die, Don Amarouge. Just freaking die. You have lost your battle. Yes. Oh, by the way, they had this thing before all this is going on. Oh, by the way, the Planetarium basically thinks Soldier, his whole thing of dying, that it's actually fixed it. The Planetarium going inside and basically fixed his body. So, they all had their dreams. Spiral over a restaurant. Balance wants to steal more stuff with Nega. And Nega wants to teach his planet about emotions. Hemi wants to become a teacher. Champ wants to go back being a robot wrestling and get back his title because he probably had to vacate it and become a rebel. Well, in the case of Commander, they don't say what he was going to do. In the case of Raptor, she wants to find romance, and it's implied she has a thing for Spada by the end of this. Yes. Raptor's got a thing for Spada. It's implied. They don't really go into it at all. So, Kira wants to become the first space president. He wants to become he wants to become president of the universe. Basically, Phoenix Soldier's job. The was like, I just want to live. Eventually, well, we'll get to basic what happens next. So, and Lucky, he wants to explore the edge of the universe, and Gira wants to go with him. Okay. After all that's done, then Champ gets back his title, and basically after 2 years, he's basically a 99 undefeated streak with his championship. Spot is open at the restaurant. Hemi is taking her studies to become a teacher. She still hasn't finished yet. Balance and Nega have been basically just plundering the Jark, basically their treasures, and the treasures they have, and basically just return them basically back where they were. Of course, Lucky and Gura did explore the universe, though they're late to the opening of Spada's restaurant. Oh, and Stinger has take over the commander's job, be commander of the ship, and of course the commander's become the supreme commander of the rebellion. Which I'm like, wouldn't the rebellion be over? Because technically you guys succeeded because Dahmer were just gone. The Jark matter has pretty much all been defeated, so what's the purpose of the rebellion now? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Also, Kiro is just basically a peace. He came back from patrol. I'm sure he's like a peacekeeper now. They reveal, I believe, he's basically a peacekeeper. And Raptors still run the ship. Okay. And of course, Lucky is late. First, they think that, of course, that Stinger, Kiru, and Raptor late. Nope, it's Lucky and Kiru. And eventually, they finally arrive. It's like, oh, Lucky landing. Basically, it's a nod to the first episode. And that's pretty much the 5 episodes in a nutshell. That's kind of the highlights we have there. But I gotta admit, this final arc was amazing. It's just that the only problem is the villain won't freaking die. It took like I get the fact, okay, you beam basically this, and you think when he's giants, I think that's normally when you beam in that form, villains usually are in fact defeated. But nope, he still kept going. Like the thing was desperate. Eventually his spirit was finally destroyed, and Nomadama emerged because he does not return after this. I think like elements of his forces return. But he himself, no, he's dead. Completely dead. He is completely done. So also, Phoenix Soldier resumed his post as president of the Space Federation. So kind of in a way, everybody's filled their tasks they want to do. Except for Raptor, which of course, like she's blushing at Spada because it's implied she may have a thing for him. It doesn't go anywhere at all. But this... Like I said, these 5 episodes are just pure amazement. Like, just pure awesomeness. And it's a shame Simon Bennett didn't adapt this season fully first season of Power Rangers. We had elements of stuff from this, like aside from the Zords and some of the monsters, I'd say they probably also borrowed the camera tricks, because a lot of the camera tricks I saw from this were also used in Cosmic Fury as well. So yes, do I think basically Simon Bennett was foolish for not fully adapting this? Yes, I do think so. There's plenty of story you can do here. I mean, you can make some changes. Like, I would say one change you can make if they adapt Phoenix Soldier to Power Rangers, put him in there. You could basically take out the scene where he's basically asking random people if they've seen him before. You could basically you could say, oh, he's going to do it. It's like, no, don't do that. That's kind of ridiculous. You could do that. Nope, we had to do with this. I mean, but this series is just pure awesomeness at its finest. Now, like I mentioned when I reviewed episode 18, the main reason why I picked the series, when I did after what I wanted to do with the Match Ranger, was because I wanted to watch that Gab vs. Deck Ranger movie. But I wanted to go through the first 18 episodes, but I did not know the series would be this good. Yeah, not a bad episode. I never felt any episode was bad. The only thing I felt was bad was basically some of the minister's weird ideas. Stealing dreams, stealing food, stealing people's birthdays. Wow. The villain plots were dumb, but the Rangers was pure awesome. I mean, if you want to ask me personally, what is the best episode that is not a plot, everyone? I would say probably the funniest one is probably when they bring in Eris, the basically she's like the funniest character. Because the whole thing is like she loves Handsome. First she's got the Spada, and after Lucky saves her, she's instantly in love with Lucky. Even after some timeline changes, she's still in love with Lucky. And it was a missed opportunity they couldn't have her stay a supporting character. Yes, I still am saying this. It was a missed opportunity for that one. Mm-hmm. I think Champ Stork was really good. I enjoyed his. Stinger, I kind of felt as though you watched the series by about 20. Historica is pretty much wrapped up here because his whole thing is he wanted to go after his brother. That was taken care of in episode 21. So he got, in a way, he got almost nothing to do for the rest of the series. Kuro, he was involved with some of the stuff, but he wasn't like bigly involved with the main story. I would say the only characters I got this whole time that got a development throughout the whole entire series, I would say Lucky. Champ got a good amount of development. I would definitely say Hammy did. Yes. I'd say that despite the fact they didn't explore her backstory very much, I'd say she got a good amount of screen time. I would say the one basically got shafted a lot. Like it seems like as soon as she became a Kyuranger, it seems like a lot of the time, oh, let's keep her on the ship. It's Raptor. I love the character. I think her actress did a fantastic job playing her. Even the voice was fantastic too. The problem with the character is, it seemed like half the time the writers had no idea what to do with her. Like I'm glad that she's involved in the finale. She's involved, and you would think she's basically Kyuranger. She should basically get involved in like the missions. Nope. And just by weird coincidence, except for like one episode when they did the whole spin around thing, Lucky is always on the team. It's him, Hammy a lot of the time. Eventually she stopped doing stuff. But those two are primarily the ones. I do like the fact Hammy got a chance to go out in the field a lot. Because, why not? And plus, Lucky considered her... I do like the fact that do I think Hammy had a thing for Lucky? The whole series. I don't think so. I think it's more like a brother and sister relationship between Lucky and Hammy. It's similar to her relationship with Spada. I think for Spada sees her sort of like a little sister. Kind of. Champ is like a big brother to like a lot of the group. The commander is... I would not say he's a father figure per se. Well, though of course Phoenix Soldier had this thing where when he first showed up, like typical Last Rangers, well, Six Rangers mostly, he has to be a complete dick. Yes, he loved being a dick. He just loved it so much. Eventually did mellow. I do like the fact he got development too. This one he was introduced only about halfway through the series. Yeah. But I do like the fact that after he showed up, they stopped introducing anymore. Like, I think he was unexpected in Rex because they knew what the first 9, and then the 10th one was the commander, and then it was obvious Kira was basically the one. And I do like the fact they basically used Big Bear. I thought it was kind of weird for the rebellion headquarters where like the interior is literally Deca Base. It's probably the same building, but it's like every time I see it, it's like, is the Rebel base an old Deca Base basically the converted that exists in the universe? I don't know. It's kind of odd to say the least. Speaking of Kyuranger, I loved the episode that they appeared in. I do think it was kind of odd the fact that only you featured 3 Kyurangers. You featured Red. Gavin's appearance in the episode was completely random, except that his appearance was episode of Space Cowboys, which I'm gonna watch that one next. Because the plan was to do Stinger, then Space Cowboy, but I have more interest in Space Cowboy than the episode of Stinger. So that'll be next to watch, and then of course basically it was Stinger, and then we're done with Kyuranger overall. But in the case of what's Sentai watch next, it'll be Kyuranger, the Sentai that was episode 4, Dino Charge. Yes, this one I've been wanting to do for some time, purely because basically there's a TV movie that I have seen, but I've never reviewed. It's one of the 2 ones I have left. But before I watch that one, I'm going to watch Metal Hero series. One that's virtually the same length as Gavin, Spielbahn. Yes, that will be the next thing I'll watch after watching these 2 movies, okay? But see you in the next video. Bye.